things out. Watch me move one by one.
Callie,
Yeah?
it's time for another lesson.
Hey guys! Screen's a little bright, but okay. Type it in. Alright, so sorry if our voice is gone, guys. We're trying to act like it's not 3 o'clock in the morning.
Anyway, so today for our presentation, we're going to be talking about the color purple.
And it's a movie. Yay!
Thank you. So let's get into this. Woo, here we are, and I am on a stick today. So the color purple mainly focuses on Celie, who is an African-American woman who went through really hard times in dealing with a lot of sexist and racist people. Ooh. And Celie is one of our main characters.
In the film, there are mainly characters of color. So she is an African-American and lesbian woman who is treated very badly by men, even African-American men, who she interacts with quite a bit. And she was mainly portrayed as being undereducated, and was treated very badly in her black community. The men also stereotype by thinking that they're of higher power because they are men, and they can do anything they want, even though it's untrue. But due to the story mainly being set in a black community, she was mostly just stereotyped for being a woman and not for being African American. But there were definitely some racist people that needed to be dealt with.
We also have Albert, another one of our main characters. So he was mainly portrayed as stereotyping all women, especially his wife. And he didn't have any respect for them. And that was mainly in his character. But in the majority, he would be looked at as poor and as uneducated, and he was believed to be a slave just because of his skin color. And people thought of him as poor and such. So, are you going to say anything or just stand there and look pretty?
Fine, I'll take the next one.
Hey guys, it's me, totally not the same person. So next we have Sophia. So she is also an African American woman. So when she was in her own community with other African American people, she was portrayed as being very strong and independent and amazing. And she was even able to stand up to the men that were terrible to her and others. When she was among people of the same race, herself and others thought that she had a lot of power. But after trying to stand up in a white community, she found out that she had no rights for being a black woman. Then she was looked at as a slave, which is a pretty bad thing. And she ended up being a slave for a white family. Alright, so now we're on to our questions. Wait, where'd she go?
I don't know.
Whatever. Anywho,
I'm back!
Okay, so this movie, or actually, it could be a series if you watch it in separate parts, right?
I guess.
Right.
So we really need to think about it. Is this title a good example of diversity?
Well, if I'm going to be completely honest, my very own personal opinion as we continue to move forward... No, we're not starting that again. So we think it's always incredible to have movies, shows, video games, books, etc., or whatever, to have different characters.
Yeah, even minority characters, they're really important.
So any film seeing them can be a really good example. And this having so many different characters is definitely interesting.
And it can have really, really good lessons and heartwarming stories.
It sure can. Showing diversity is important. And here, it can be done really, really well.
Yeah, it's really good for everyone to see it.
Most definitely. Because it was important for them to be seen as strong with each other.
So it'll be a good example to see lots of different characters, and they're all different. Even if they're all African American, they have different personalities.
It's really important to have good diversity in movies, films, shows, books, or are those the same thing?
Whatever, because it's really important that we get rid of these stereotypes and bullying, and then people can understand it a lot more, and it can be shown as great, especially to kids of all ages who might end up watching or seeing it.
Yeah, and then it can spread positive messages for other people to see, and it'll just be great. But that's also important to have good diversity, not just see like diverse characters as like, oh, all the bad people or people that can't do anything, when really they should be shown to do amazing things, and then people will have a lot more respect.
Yeah, I hate racist people. Why are people so racist? And homophobic and just so bad.
I don't know, they just are.
That makes me not want to live in this world.
Well, there's a lot more good people than there are bad people, and that is what we're here to do.
Yep.
Where did you get that scarf?
Oh, I had it the whole time.
No, you didn't. Whatever.
Anyway, since lots of people watch the media, share the media, and talk about it nowadays, it's important to see good things. Because we don't want bad messages being shared. Because it can end up causing some crazy stuff, and we don't want to deal with that. Yeah, that would be a nightmare.
Because we need to see diverse characters and minority characters as strong, good people. Because if they're seen as bad people or weak people, then kids growing up won't understand it either, and they're only going to see this bad stuff in the media if bad stuff gets put out there.
And then they won't even know real people.
Yes, and that is what we're talking about.
Cool.
So, maybe take in some of that information or write down some of your own ideas would be helpful here.
Yep.
This music is pretty good though. The media is more popular than ever, and people can have different opinions on stereotypes and what they believe in. So if an impact is positive, it can end up changing the world, and then people will understand these characters more. And even if they're likable or lovable characters, then everything will just be better.
I like that.
Me too. So think about this. If there was a time, and there probably was that we just don't remember, where African American people in media or on shows were all seen as like drug dealers and inmates and criminals, then if you saw one in reality, you might think of them as bad people, right?
But I would never think that.
Yeah, that's because we taught you. But if you didn't know that, or if you just grew up seeing it the bad way, then you wouldn't know these things. And that can lead to a worldwide problem.
Because everyone should be respected and loved for who they are.
Exactly. I'm so glad you understand. Anyway, we don't want to bore you. Whatever, everyone's probably already, like, laughing at us and embarrassing Allison, but that's okay. I mean, what else did you expect at this point?
Yeah.
So remember to represent people well and be kind and just be amazing. Alright?
Alright, sister. And remember to respect everyone, because that's really important.
And I think that's our timer.
Alright, well bye guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you didn't, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, thank you, Citizenship.